Well, good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, January the 8th, presented by Mercury. Time for us to head on up to Guntersville with Tom Ott. He's going to share all the goods. We're going to connect with Lee Pitts, talk about Weiss Lake crappie and bass. And we're going to connect with Josh Herron, who's just gotten back from Okeechobee and spent a little bit of time checking on Lay Lake and Logan Martin. So let's check in with the guys and see what we have to say, and maybe they can help you put a few more fish in your boat. Good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, January the 8th, presented by Mercury. Cold weather's come. Rain's been falling. Lee Pitts is still out there on Weiss Lake throwing some crappie stuff around. Lee, what's going on up there at Weiss Lake?
Well, I'm going to tell you, I hate to kind of be the bearer of bad news right now, but it's been a little tough. You know, we've been catching a lot of fish, and once again, the good old Alabama weather has took a turn for us right here. So, you know, it's just we got muddy water, and the only thing, you know, it's just that cold, muddy water is making it tough. Some of the fish that are in the backs of these creeks, the smaller creeks are trying to clean up a little bit, but some of the major creeks where the fish are really holding, it's still got a lot of stain to it. So, you know, we're just waiting and hoping that things are going to get better and the sun's going to pop back out on us and the water's going to clean up and we can go back to catching fish.
So the bass bite, I'm assuming, is following some of the same kind of direction. Why don't we turn our attention to Neely Henry real quick and take a look at what's going on down there? What are you hearing out of the good old muddy river through Gadsden?
Well, and you said it. You nailed it right there. It's, you know, a lot of water coming your way. And we're just going to let some of this water get out of here. You know, the water's been up. They're trying to pull it, you know, get it gone, get this muddy water gone. So you got a lot of current that we're dealing with. The fish, the crappie end of it, the fish are still out on the river channel, but they're pulling so much water, they're just ducked in behind these little eddy spots. And, you know, if you bump one in the nose, it's going to eat it, but you just got to put it in his face. It's one of those deals that it's going to get better. So that's a great thing that we have to look forward to. Bass and crappie, you know, hey, we're right there on the edge of this thing really busting wide open. We just need some Mother Nature to help us out a little bit.
Yeah, it's been a weird kind of winter without any cold weather, and all of a sudden we get it. And I know that water temperature. What are you looking at water temperature right now? I know you're out there in your boat.
Yeah, 52.5.
See, and we still haven't hit the upper 40s in the water, so the fish have still never made their full move into the creeks. Um, Best thing to adjust for anywhere you're fishing right now, what would you suggest?
You know, just trying to find these eddy spots. The fish are kind of tired of battling this current, so they're trying to tuck in behind these little breaks. You know, some of the rock piles, some of the long points they can get behind. Just something that they can kind of get out of fighting this current, try to feed a little bit. And the wind too. You know, we battle some really strong wind this week. So all of that together, it's you know, it's you really had to hone your skills to get bit a little bit out there this week.
Well, thanks, Lee. As always, man, we appreciate it.
Hey, thank you, guys.
Well, good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, January the 8th, presented by Mercury. It's time for us to head on up to Guntersville, and just like every place around here, I'm sure it's got some mud going through it, and I'm sure it's a little bit cooler these days. Tom, you get out fishing at all?
Yeah, well, trading in the bass boat for a four-wheel drive, I think. But you know, it's I feel like I feel like a broken record here the last few weeks. You know, I mean, I keep saying, well, Mother Nature throwing us a curveball, throwing us a curveball. You know, a couple last week and 2 weeks ago, we were catching crappie on a springtime kind of pattern, bass the same way. And now here we are with high water, quick current, a lot of mud in it, and things have kind of taken a little turn for the for the worse. But you know, there's still it's Guntersville. There's still fish to be caught. They're just certainly not very active right now. The water temperature, I think, has really taken a plunge. But you know, with our cold nights and everything. But you know, it's not the end of the world. I'm not going to sing gloom and doom, but it is tough out there for sure, guys.
So I'm assuming the crappie bites still want to look around bridges and causeways and some of those kinds of things. Maybe some docks still. Hard cover is going to be key on those, and probably vertical. But a lot of times the bass bite that becomes the only thing this time of the year when it's muddy that you can get a bite on, is maybe a big black jig or something like that, maybe a lipless crankbait fish slow. Is that what you're seeing?
Absolutely. You know, the rattle bait bite has really picked up over the last few weeks, and it's just, you know, we're coming into that time of the year where it's really just going to pick up. You know, so that would be my suggestion right now. That your vibrating jigs kind of deal. Even a big Colorado blade spinnerbait catching a few fish out there. The A-rig swim bait bite, obviously, with the muddy waters, kind of slowed down quite a bit. But, you know, we see this lake tends to clear out pretty quick. We've had a lot of water come up from up north, but it tends to clear out pretty quick. I think the biggest thing right now is just dealing with the cold current. But, you know, there's still fish to be caught in those creeks. I suggest get out there, but put your long johns on.
Well, Tom, as always, man, we appreciate everything. We know that you and St. Jennifer, we hope you guys had a great New Year, and thanks for spending the time with us as always. And we will talk to you again next week.
That sounds good, guys. Y'all be safe out there in tight lines.
Good morning, everyone. This is Dan O'Sullivan with your Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, January the 8th, presented by Mercury. Time for us to head on down to that lower end of our Coosa River chain, talk to Josh Herron. He's not been there much. He's been at Okeechobee, but I know he stays in touch with everything. He's been fishing really warm water. He comes home to the nice cool water of the Coosa River and a little bit of mud. What's going on at Logan Martin and Lay Lake?
Puking mud and high water, about like everybody else said. So, I mean, that's going to be the name of the game. I mean, dirty water is not a bad thing on the Coosa River. But really cold falling dirty water, that's a different area. But the great part about dirty water is it warms up traditionally at a pretty rapid rate. So it's going to be kind of like Tom and a couple other guys are saying, vibrating jigs. I mean, jigs on any one of these, like these eddy seams, or anywhere you're going to get a current break on the river, these fish are going to be geared towards that. They're going to be looking for cold water, easy meals, and that current, that's what it supplies, is kind of like their version of a drive-through. They can kind of sit at the window and catch it as it comes by. But, I mean, that's going to be kind of the deal. But the great part about that is dirty water allows you to do some really kind of unique stuff in the afternoons, especially when we get these warmer afternoon days or long durations of sun. Those fish will really, really climb up shallow during the winter with that dirty water like they traditionally won't do when it's clear.
So when that happens, you know, we get a 50, 60 degree day and it feels like really warm to us because we've been in the 30s and the 40s. The fish are going to feel the same thing. Do you want to stay hard cover? Maybe a spinnerbait slowly, some of those kinds of things, or how would you approach it?
Man, it can be anywhere from a swim jig to actually being able to go flip grass that time of year. I mean, you're not going to get a ton of bites doing it, but swim jig bites in the afternoon, this time of year, especially on like Lay Lake, that has grass in the water year round, man, they can be really impressive. They'll be some of the most ferocious swim jig bites you'll get all year. But like I said, it's going to be that kind of deal where the days you walk outside at lunchtime, you're like, man, it feels kind of good out here. And then the afternoons, like that sun's just kind of beaming on this dirty water. It really kind of gears those fish up to kind of pull up in the afternoons. Same way we would do if you were going to sit in a sunroom on a cold day. It's a lot better to sit in front of the window on the inside than it is on the outside. So those fish will kind of pull up underneath those mats and really kind of put their backs on them in sun.
Well, Josh, as always, man, we appreciate everything. Welcome back home, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Thanks, man.
Well, that'll do it for our Bucks Island Area Fishing Report for Saturday, January the 8th, presented by Mercury. Thanks to the guys for everything that they do, sharing their information every week. We hope it helps you put a few more fish in the boat. Hey, quick response to a question that we received over instant feedback. Someone wanted to know where I got this cool hat. Honestly, guys, the Pro Team hats, they're only available to the Mercury Pro staff. But if you're looking for a quality Mercury hat, come on up to Bucks Island. Check out the loft. We've got hundreds of different styles, colors, everything to fit. We've also got all the parts you need and anything else you might want to talk about, boats or anything else. Come see us at Bucks Island. Parts, service, tackle, and sales. We're here to help you any way we can.